Are we on to some finishing work? I'm gonna let you guess. Another week, another list of tasks for this self-home build that I've been building from scratch for the last few years. The first year was land development and bringing in utilities, and the second year has been getting the walls up and the rough-ins into this home. If you're into the DIY journey, I post a new video every Sunday. Subscribing and liking and sharing is a huge help. This week, a whole lot more is going to come together. I have to go shopping, and I'm gonna let you guess what's gonna be done. I should probably clean this out. First clue. Clue number 2. Clue number 3. Up in there and put it like close to the
You want to do center? Do 2 stacks and then put the 12 in the middle. Full face on the other side.
And fourth clue. Have you figured it out yet? It is officially time to get some exterior work done. Not only am I going to be putting the pine on this wall, we're also going to be doing soffit, fascia, and gutters this week. You might be wondering, why do exterior work right now? I need the exterior to be substantially complete before I can get occupancy. This includes siding, soffit, fascia. You want to get the majority of it done. Siding will be another time. This week, we're focusing on one thing and one thing only, soffit and fascia. And the siding that's required to be done in order to do the soffit and the fascia. Like under here and all the way up here. So I'm going to make it so that 9 full pieces of wood can fit on a 16-footer. There's going to be no waste. It's slightly smaller than it needs to be, but the fascia that's going to be bent will overlap like any inconsistencies, any amount that it's short by. And of course, we're gonna make our lives easier by putting a block on this end, and that way every single cut's the same. You don't have to think, you just move it over and cut. I think I'm going to have to adjust it. This one is a lot shorter, just like a 1/16 across all the boards. All right, let's see. There, that's a lot better. All right, I have everything cut, including for this little peak here. Also, you can use either side, either this double rib side or this side. I definitely like the look of a wider plank better. This is just gonna look awesome. And I have 4 boards left that I can return. I definitely did not expect to have this much extra, but I'm gonna keep them until the project's done just in case. Good morning. It is time to sand these. I'm just going to sand it with 120 grit. This will help open up the wood a little bit because the sheen on the wood can, I don't know, make the stain a little bit lighter. I mean, this is just going to be a lot of repetition today. So I went to this local store. It's like flooring and paint and stains. And I picked out a color of flooring that I liked, and they basically color matched the stain. I feel like I should grab a sample as well of some unsanded wood to see what I like better. So I went with a semi-transparent because I needed a little bit more pigment to get the color that I wanted, and it's a 2-in-1 exterior. Oh, this stinks. I wonder if we have our painting mask here for my husband. Maybe took it to work, so I might have to be a little toxic today. And because I want it a little bit darker, I'm going to let it sit. Oh, wow. I love it. I really like that. It's not soaking in as much, that's for sure. It's not as rich. And with this kind of stain, you really don't want to do multiple coats. So I might let it sit longer, but like, look at the difference here. This one absorbed a lot more stain. I don't know. I would really like it to be darker. Maybe I'll just let the stain sit and not wipe it off because I think if that looked better. Even the one guy said you can just like brush the stain off, like if you have excess, because oh, I just love that. That's really beautiful. Like, just look at the difference between these two boards. Like, so much more rich, so much more vibrant. So I'm gonna put this in the shade and see how it dries. You're not apparently supposed to put it in the sun to dry, but it still needs to be outside. I'm gonna sand all these boards down because either way, sanding looks way better. And we're gonna see how long this day takes. And the reason why I went with a warmer wood tone is because of the hemlock trees here. So I find the hemlocks, sometimes they have like gray tones, but they also have red tones to them. And so I love the idea of warmer wood hues. I just find that really pretty. So 15 down, 105 to go. I'm so glad that's done. I'm gonna need to stretch tonight. And now it's time to stain. I only have, I think, 2 hours left of my day. As I've been working here, I've noticed at the tippy top here, in between that crack, there's a bee's nest forming. So I need to deal with that ASAP because putting fascia up this week. All right, this board is looking beautiful. I think what I'm gonna do is stain the back at the same time. I called the store and they were like, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna start with the back. Give it a good coat. And this is just to protect the back from any moisture. It has like a sealant in it as well. So it's a 2-in-1. Get every little spot here along the edges, along the sides, especially since the area where this is going is a very high traffic water area. It's not going to be completely protected. Like the portion over here, that'll be fine. That's a lot more protected. But the bump out over the front, over the wetlands, there's going to be a lot of rain there. I've been at this for about 15 minutes and I already feel like I have a good groove going. So I stain the back, I stain the sides, I flip it over, and I stain the front. Then I realize there's some streaky excess, some extra liquid that I don't need, but I don't want to waste the stain by wiping it on a cloth. So what I do is I move it to the side, I grab a new board, and then I wipe the excess onto the back. Once the brush is dry enough, I go back to the board that I was just at and I start wiping away some of that excess that I don't need. That's going to cause the board to take longer to dry. And I don't want to wipe it with a cloth because wiping it with a cloth really gets rid of the stain. And then that way this board isn't soaked and I'm not wasting stain. Good morning. It's a new day. We're gonna have to see how those I shouldn't have called them bees. They're hornets. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on that. Also, I just realized that there's water dripping on some of my boards. Drip, drip, drip. Yay. I didn't expect that. Honestly, I thought they'd be dry enough by now. So I'm gonna see if I can repair this. You're not supposed to double stain, but honestly, they're wet. So I'm hoping it'll be okay. Hopefully that works. I didn't expect it to be Wednesday and to still be working on this. And I have so much work to do. So at this point, I think this is going to take me the rest of the day. It is 9:30 in the morning. I haven't until about 3:30. Let's see what I can get done. I've been standing here for days now staining this wood. And of course, there's got to be something to stimulate your brain when you're doing something so monotonous. So I've been listening to true crime as I stain. As I've mentioned before, I find it interesting. And as I listen to older cases or unsolved cases versus the newer cases, I realize like how grateful I am to be living in this century and to have technology, because so many of these crimes get solved through technology and through Ring cameras, which I think is so cool. Because I have a little bit of a public life online, I'm really grateful to have security systems through Reolink. And you need to know this before I start. It's a one-time purchase. You don't have to do any monthly fees. I've been really impressed by Reolink's technology and its ever-growing technology. They've sent me the Atlas PT Ultra. The key features is that it has 4K continuous recording, which means instead of it being chopped choppy. You're gonna see the actions of someone moving all throughout the video. It can deliver a 12-hour continuous recording per day for 8 days on one charge. The Atlas PT Ultra stands out because it has Color X night vision without spotlights / IR LEDs. This means the Atlas PT Ultra captures 4 times more light than the normal IR cameras, revealing sharp details even in the dimmest nights. And I set up my cameras side by side to test this out. I'm not keeping this here, but I wanted to show you what it looks like. I've also strapped it up onto a tree. You can strap it up onto a small tree. It has pan and tilt and also auto tracking in the settings. So if you want it to auto track and follow a vehicle or a person, you can. I highly recommend it to you, whether you live in a city with package thefts or even if you live in a rural area. It's really great to be able to know what's going on your property. Check out more details by heading over to my customized link in the description that supports my channel directly, where there's a launch discount of up to 20% off and no monthly fees. Holy, it's 4:30. I'm officially done. It did take me another full work day and there's still hornets going in and out of that sub fascia. I have an issue on my hands, but I don't know. I'm done. I'm done for today. Oh, and you have to make sure when you're done with your regs, you lay them out when working with oil-based stains. So I even noticed today when I was working a bit in the sun, the rag that I was holding was getting really hot when it was drenched in stain, and it's because it heats up when it dries out. So I laid that one out on the ground and let it dry out. You can actually start fires with regs covered in oil-based stain. Okay, time to spray this nest. I put a tarp down just in case because I don't want the chemicals getting on the boards that I just stained, but I need to deal with this now. This is not good. That looks to have done absolutely nothing. I thought that there was a nest like in the crevice there, but there's not. It looks like it's just an entry point. And so I sprayed that for nothing. And I'm guessing there's a nest somewhere in the ridge vent of the roof. So I have a bigger problem, that's for sure. Good morning. So I'm finally done the staining and now it's time to start prepping for the soffit. So what I'm doing is putting up blocking and then we're going to put a J channel underneath that. And I'm going to start on the easier side of the house. First things first, I'm going to get where the level line is from the subfascia back to the wall. And I made this mistake before. You don't go to the bottom of the level, you go to the top of the level. And then you go up 3/8 of an inch because you're making room for the J channel. I've seen a couple of different ways this is done online, but Danny, who's coming up to do soffit and fascia, this is the way he does it. So I'm gonna follow his instructions. So up 3/8, that leaves room for the J channel so that the soffit is level. I'm gonna try chalk line, but honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see it on the silver board. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay. I'm going to try putting this up without having any blocking up first, just because I don't want to puncture the vapor barrier and the air barrier. We're just going to see how it goes, I guess. There's no way. I don't quite know what happened because I thought I was hitting right into my truss, but I guess not. I must have been just like an inch off or something. I'm gonna try this again. It's just not going in the trusses. Can't get through the board, through the foam, into the OSB and into the truss. They're not long enough. A little nervous with how long this is going to take me now. A nail gun is a lot quicker than using screws. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't even have 3-inch screws. I think I used them all up. This is all I have left. My camera got too hot in the sun, but I don't know what's happening. I can't get anything to stay up with this foam board. I have 2 screws in here, and somehow when I went to go get this screw in, it wasn't catching, and then the whole side of this board dropped, as if there's not 2 screws in here. Oh my God. Now I have 2 screws buried in here. am I supposed to do right now? I don't know what I'm gonna do. This was supposed to be easy. Now I'm like losing it. I only have like 4 more hours today and tomorrow. And then Danny comes for like the Soffit fascia and gutters. And I'm like so not ready, which I know he'll work with me on whatever I have available, but like this is not how this was supposed to go. This was supposed to be easy. And if I cut the foam, it might be uneven. And then I'm gonna need a second board. I just called Danny. So cutting the foam isn't a very good idea because like I said, it's uneven and then you need an extra piece of wood strapping. This is very difficult to do by myself. Again, if it was to have just nailed right in place, I would have been fine. I've been on to the next board. Well, I most certainly want to cry and do nothing else for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna try to move on to a different task and at least get the scaffolding set up. Shake test. All right, I'm not gonna lie. This was like one of the last things I was gonna do because it's not necessary to have it done for Saturday, but it's like the only thing I can do today because I feel like everything else that I'm doing just needs that second person here. First of all, this is either, I don't know what to call this, the roof, or I need to fill this area with insulation and I need to get studs up here in order to put some OSB on so that I can strap this area to the depth that this area needs to be to put the wood siding up so that Danny can install the metal fascia. Let's start with insulating in this section. I've been thinking about how to do this for months. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a piece of wood that stretches from the top to the bottom. A 2x6, the same depth as the wall. Then the OSB will nail to the top plate here, to this piece at the top. And then I can just shove my insulation in there, nail the OSB here, and then get the foam board up and get everything strapped and such. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm going mad today. Get this out. Oh, is that nail? You're kidding. A nail was in the way, and now it's not. And if this doesn't get better, then what? Oh, stay. I got it. Okay, that's done. You got kidding me? Why did I choose to build a house? What a waste of a day. I'm so done. I don't even know how we're gonna get this done in time. I don't know. I just don't know. Cam has asked for the day off tomorrow because I'm clearly losing it, so I need help. I know there's nothing wrong with needing help, but I don't know where I'm gonna be able to get it right now without paying a lot of money to, get things done. So I'm really worried about getting in for winter. So that's literally the end of my day. I barely got anything done today. So hopefully tomorrow is a better day. Good morning. What a beautiful morning this morning. And it's better because Cam's boss gave him the day off of work. So I was panicking in panic mode yesterday because I was there's no way I can get this done by myself. I physically can't hold these boards up by myself. But now there's a solution. Also, the pest control guy came by this morning. They were yellow jackets. Any wasp that goes in and out is going to carry the residue back to the colony and kill the colony. And since 3-inch wasn't working, I got high performance 3.5-inch construction screws. But I can pass it up. Big girls don't cry, right?
You tell me. How was yesterday?
It was bad. Everyone, welcome Cam. I take all the credit for his hard work.
Yeah, definitely don't have a day job.
Are you on the line?
Yeah. So, like, why did you think you could do this by yourself?
I would have been able to.
No.
If the screws were long enough.
You need like another 2x4 over there to hold it for you.
No, I was pinning it against the wall.
And he asked how we were doing, and I was just like, good, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're melting down via text to me. First try.
We did it! This took me, I think, an hour yesterday.
Yep.
To fail.
Just so everyone's clear, 10 minutes. Not even.
Don't think of yourself too highly.
Yeah, I do. I do, and I am. It's nice to be wanted and needed.
Yay, one more side officially done. And Cam is getting started on all of the fussy stuff to do with the pine siding on this peak here. It's not nailed in or anything yet, but this is looking so good. I love it. So he's just been tinkering. We're gonna move on to the gable ends, and unfortunately this isn't something that's going to be necessarily easy because I have a 1-inch depth of this foam. I need to match that depth before we put on the soffit blocking. In order to do that, we have to cut strips of 1/2-inch plywood, 2 of them, and nail them in so that when the blocking goes on top of that, there's a lip there for the siding and also a lip there for the J-trim that's gonna hold in the soffit. Okay. Come on. For the gable ends, we're using 2x2s because of the outriggers here. They're in the way of using a 2x4. Also, we're almost done this truss gable end with all the blocking. We just ran out of 2x2s. So Cam is picking more up as he drops our daughter off because we definitely need childcare for this weekend since tomorrow is a Saturday, getting the soffit and fascia done. Now that the insulation is up on the side, I can finally show you what I'm doing. Next up, I have to put OSB up in front of the insulation there, and then the air and vapor barrier, and then the foam board. So I only got 1/2 done, and it doesn't even have the blocking up for the soffit. The other side still has to be done. That took me like an hour and a half. It's getting dark and we still have to do the other gable end. All right, Cam forgot the 2x2s, which is fine. It's all good. We are gonna make our own. Well, it's gonna be a little bit bigger than a 2x2 because we can. One more side done. It's finally all insulated, has OSB, has the vapor barrier and air barrier, and has the foam board, and it's all taped and ready to go so that in the morning we can put those last ones up. It's gonna be a busy day tomorrow. I will see you in the morning. And just like that, it is Saturday morning and Danny is here. His company is Good Neighbours Exteriors. He reached out to me, and Craig was the one who said, Biata, you really should hire out all of your metal bending because it's such an art. So I'm so glad Danny and Jeremy were able to come up. I like how easy it was for you to just like take the J-trim, find the middle, do your little snips, and like go up there with it bent. That alone would have taken me so much time.
And it just comes in.
Beautiful. That'll look really nice with the roof.
It's close. Like it has a little bit of a sheen.
Okay.
Which your roof does too.
Yep.
So it's not overly different.
Yeah. And just like that, they got to work, taking measurements for the soffit, cutting it on this super cool jig. So you bend the peak.
Yep.
That's awesome. How bad is it? Oh my gosh.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm really glad we got the blocking done because this makes Danny's life so much easier going around, putting up the J trim, and then the Soffit just slides right in. So Cam is gonna be working on getting this up so that the eavestrough can be done. And Jeremy is starting on the other end of the building at the same spot, and the two of them are gonna work around and end up meeting each other. Seeing this start to take shape and come together is so cool. I'm learning a lot. I'm just kind of like running around and doing the odds and ends that kind of need to be finished up while these guys are doing what they do best and getting the J trim up, getting the Soffit up. It looks so cool. I cannot wait to see what the fascia looks like and have it all tie in together.
Rib here.
Yeah.
Our J, you'll have open spots. So just bending this up, screwing it to this.
Okay.
So at least all the black is facing down, everything's covered, nothing can get up there.
Okay, cool. And next up, Danny is going to bend the custom piece for this roof waterfall feature. I've been honestly waiting months for someone to be able to figure out what to do here, and I really just needed to bring someone in. I'm so excited to see this come to life.
Take the water off.
Okay,
That's
off the
okay.
wall, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's play, and then it'll tuck right up underneath the roof there.
Cool. Yay! Oh my gosh! Wow. Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And now the fascia, oh my gosh. I wonder if you're gonna run into any issues with like if ice and water shield is overhanging.
That's what I'm thinking.
Seeing the fascia go up is so exciting, and Danny is custom bending the fascia for the gables, which is quite the cool process. So you have to score it first, typically?
Yeah, we score it.
This works well.
Oh
This is good.
yeah. We go through blades. Probably go through one job.
So you're custom bending the gables because I want the front custom bent, so now all the gables are
They're gonna
match.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited. And then all of the eaves runs are going to be covered with the eavestrough. And as Danny works on that, Jeremy and I are figuring out this whole fence situation. It is in a really tight spot, and there's not a lot of wiggle room. Better?
Yes. Okay, hold. Well, that's one.
Yeah.
At least the other two aren't blocked out.
No, they definitely are.
They are?
But they're different. They're not.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're not
They're
solid.
I'm sorry. They're different.
Okay, we did it. Teamwork.
Damn, I see where's the pants. Nothing?
So what you're gonna do on this first bend, you're gonna push it here, and we're gonna line up the aluminum with just the edge of the braid. I get it.
All the way?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
You won't go anywhere.
Okay.
All the way up and then over, almost over your shoulder, so it'll fold it all the way. Give it. Oh, yep.
That?
You got it. Push this down a little bit.
Okay.
Is it in all of that? Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And then you're gonna bend up. So we're gonna close that. This guy on top, 1 3/8.
And that goes.
Yeah, if you go right to the corner, it's best, like right to the edge.
Okay.
All the way, or sorry, now it's gonna go to the silver edge now.
Okay.
Because that's where it'll fold it.
Okay.
You're on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this gets closed, and then you're
Okay.
gonna go about 90 degrees with that. A little more,
Like
a little
that?
more. Yep, you're good there.
Okay.
And boom.
Okay.
You now got a piece of fascia.
All right. Everything is just coming together. We finished getting the blocking up. The Soffit is going up, and Jeremy is starting to bend the eavestrough. And honestly, I'm just so thankful Danny reached out. He is actually a viewer of mine, reached out. His company is Good Neighbours Exteriors. If you're in Ontario, call him. He's in the South Simcoe GTA area and does soffit, fascia, eavestrough, and custom capping. Give him a follow at GN Exterior on Instagram. I'll link all of his contact info in the description. They have done such a fabulous job today. It's just really encouraging to see something come together like this, and it looks so good. It looks good. I love that. Yay! What you doing?
Oh, the old eavestrough here. Then goes in flat,
Yeah,
comes out like that.
that's wild. Wow, so neat. Okay. Are those pre-done?
These guys, yeah. They got tools that you need for everything these days.
Jeez.
Kind of crimps it, locks it into place, and then we still seal it. Like, how did they do it back in the day?
Seriously. Okay, because the water has to get in there.
Yep.
Literally just easy little clips.
Yep. That hook.
Yep.
Latches in. There's a little lip under
Okay.
here. That hooks onto there, and then clips in the back.
And then it gets screwed in.
Goes through, comes out the back into the fascia.
Cool.
And while Jeremy makes the rest of the eavesdroughs, Danny is custom bending the metal to go around the LVL that requires to be covered because it's technically not suitable for exteriors.
It's like it's not even there.
I originally did not want gutters. I did not think they were going to look good, but I am happy to say they actually make the home look more finished. I was convinced to go with gutters because they protect your foundation. You want to make sure that the sediment is not washing away around your building.
Oh my gosh, I love it. This is so exciting. It did not fully get done. They're gonna come back next week. It was a lot to get done in one day, especially when Cam and I were just doing the runaround stuff and not actually helping with the soffit and fascia. Cannot wait to see it finished off. But the eavestrough, I didn't want eavestrough. I didn't think it was gonna look good. It like finishes off the home. It looks fantastic. We have to get the siding done to finish, you know, actually having the downspouts. Look at how good this looks. I cannot wait to show you the finished product. Everyone say thank you to Danny and check him out. Good Neighbours Exteriors online.
Jeremy's already swearing in the back.
Thank you to Jeremy.
You're welcome.
You're good. They'll be back next week. Like, look at how good this looks, and then it dies off into this trim piece that's finally up. Having this trim up, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this for like 10 months. It looks so good. All right guys, I will see you next week.